It was in the land of Ogre Place, a cantankerous and barbarous land, filled with ogres, that the chaotic and festering city of Groknock stood. And on a street corner in that city sat a hideous-faced ogre named Glob. He was peacefully playing his blorgelhorn, which was covered and etched in blasphemous figures and idols, and other sorts of things such as those. It was actually his grandfather's horn that on his deathbed was plucked from his skull and plunged into his desperate heart, after which Glob took it and etched it and formed it into a beauteous and melodious playing instrument.
"Spare change! Toss it into my horn!"
said Glob, jingling his bloggerhorn around, looking for any unsuspecting travelers to cast a few coins into his horn.
1 coin, 2 coin. Maybe after 5 more coins, Prince Jobbuckle will let me scrape the gold from his toenails again.
Just then, an ornery oxen sloshed some mud up into his face, covering him in mud, of course.
Tell me, O mammoth musician, these coins you speak of what substance and girth are they?
A crouched, pinkish figure with marks covering her skin lay beneath the ogre's navel. The womanly figure plucked a coin out of Glob's bloggerhorn and inspected it closely.
Hey! Don't touch my global horn! Give me that back!
Blog began to stamp his feet as he squandered into a fit of rage.
Come, play me a song.
You like my music? I play you song now.
And lo, Glob broke into a beautiful song. It flowed like a waterfall tinkling down a sullen bridge, a dirge of unending beauty.
Enough, I have heard quite enough. Tell me, are you content to fiddle your ditties upon this corner the rest of your days? Or do you seek more?
You have something for me? I play you song and you give something to me? That's what you say to me?
I have need of a minstrel with your particular skills and appearance. Come with me. I shall explain as we walk. Well, are you coming?
Blasted the woman with a snarky tone.
Okay, I'll follow you.
First, we go shopping. I can't have you walking about like a bedraggled turnip if you're going to play for the king.
The duo, Glob the Ogre, and the pinkish beleth named Dame, strode off down the mottled streets of Groknock. The city was piled with dung, here and there, left and right, with much excitement going on, including a pair of ogre children tossing a boulder back and forth. It narrowly missed Dame's head, and she squealed in fright. The palace of the king of Groknock stood far in the distance, with monstrous gates of stone and iron barring the way to the causeway. As they approached the gates, there was a queer thing happening before them. It was a sloop! A smooth-skinned and small-eyed creature, covered in many different colors and markings of sorts. It was in a brawl with a couple of guards, here and there tossing hives of bees, spaying honey left and right. Clumsily, the guards chased the sloop around the yard, and the ogre's stone spears did nothing to the sloop's evolving skin. Even though they would pierce his ribs and arms and hair, it would grow back twice the length that it was before, Weary of evading the slew of bees, the guards retired to their homes.
Let the slaves be free!
What luck! We find the gates unguarded for our entry. Yet stay a moment. This bee-slinging man may be of use. Come, let us arrest his flight and speak with this merry gentleman.
Dame and Glob approached the sloop, still wary of the swarm of bees surrounding the many-colored figure.
You there, stay a moment. You prove yourself an experienced hive-hurler. I might be able to find a way to use that skill for something more beneficial.
If you think that you can boss me around, you've got another thing coming to you. I have a mission to free the slaves, and no little worm woman will ever stop me.
The sloop wiggled his snout in frustration, but Dame would not take his idle response.
Perhaps our goals twine together like two eager vines on an overripe apple tree. Join me, and we shall see if we can free these slaves. I go there shortly.
You interest me. I'll be along.
The now trio, with the addition of the sloop Felder Khan, continued up the pathway towards the palace. They passed the cracked dais of mottled stone and ran forth to the throne room. There was none to bar their way, for all were gathered there, feasting on flesh and drinking from long horns from ancestors deceased. They entered the throne room, and all turned to see them. One particular ogre in brightly colored robes and a golden-capped horn rose to speak. His ears dropped low, way beyond his shoulders from his dangling hoop earrings. He spoke in a commanding voice.
Who are you to enter this throne room unannounced and uninvited?
No festivities are complete without fine music to accompany them. I have brought you the most masterful musician in all the lands.
Very well. Come, play.
Glob nervously approached the ogre, carrying his bloggerhorn in stride.
I'm a little nervous, but I remember this one from when I was just a kid. It's called Moon Kiss.
Ogres were strewn about the room, bawling, crying, weeping, anything they could to appease their weeping souls after such a beauteous song.
That was beyond words. Magnificent, elegant, arresting my soul. Come! This place was not made for such elegant music. I must take you to a one much better, a place no one has seen before, but that I have been building, crafting, sculpting for ages, just for one fine musician like you to come about.
Glob awkwardly bowed before the ogre.
Okay.
The company, led by that wealthy, ear-drooping ogre Blorkrook, boarded a carriage pulled by a dozen pugil slaves. The carriage trudged and bounced along the road 5 miles until they reached a barren land. There carved out of the stone was a gorge, a scar upon the land of Ogre Place. And in that scar was a dazzling light, and it twinkled and it shined, and it was indeed that substance they call silver. Dame's eyes shattered in amazement.
Never did I see this so wonderful in any of my dreams. One moment, I have something to do.
Dame slyly excogitated a needle out of her belt. And deftly inked a spot under her arm. Marking the location of the silver. Blorkrook led them down to the bowl of the silver mine. There slaves, pugils, were mulling about, chipping and whining and dying. There Blorkrook commanded,
Play me a ditty, please.
Greedily eyeing Blorkrook's golden-capped horn, Glorb drew his balder horn from his waist belt.
Gold horn, so gold, shiny. Me can't think straight. Me want horn.
In a tizzy and a spock, Glorb pounced upon Blorkrook's head, grasping at his horn and ripping it out of his skull.
Owie! Make the hurt stop! Make the hurt stop!
Immediately, all of the guards in the area swarmed the trio of companions. That was when Felder Khan uncloaked his mother hive, casting it into the air, screaming,
You want to be free of pain, so behold my mighty beloved beehive.
And so it was. Wait, nah, I don't really want to do that there. All of the ogre gods were driven into a sortie of sorts, as many were slain from the swelling stings of the bees. The others fled far, far, far away. And so it was. Blorkrook succumbed to his bleeding carapace, melting into the earth from which he came. And lo, the slaves were freed. Glorb had his golden horn, and Dame forever knew the place of this silver tranquility. The end.